Hey there and welcome back to the 8-Bit. My name is Angela Nguyen and I'm here to bring you the latest from the gaming world. Today we've got some great reviews lined up for you, but first, more news from the Battlefront. Video game developer and publisher Electronic Arts recently announced that their upcoming Star Wars Battlefront reboot would include a $50 season pass. The season pass will include 4 expansion packs, a 2-week early access to the expansions, and an exclusive Shoot First emote. Electronic Arts also promised more details in the coming weeks. The season pass is currently available for pre-order through the PlayStation Store, the Xbox Store, and EA's Origin service. Star Wars Battlefront is set to release November 17th. Speaking of downloadable content, Techland, creators of survival horror game Dying Light, have announced a release window for the new expansion of their critically acclaimed game. Dying Light: The Following will appear on Xbox One and PS4 in the first quarter of 2016. The new add-on will feature customizable buggies and a new story set in an open countryside. According to the Techland website, players will guide protagonist Kyle Crane through zombie-infested hellscapes while discovering intel on a mysterious cult that is immune to zombification. Dying Light was one of the biggest sleeper hits of 2015. Check out our review in the first episode of the 8-Bit. Chibi-Robo Ziplash, the latest installment in the adorable Chibi-Robo series, released on October 9th. The game sports a new look as a side-scrolling platformer, but was Chibi able to get us charged up? Find out in our review.
Chibi-Robo Ziplash is an adventure platform game for the Nintendo 3DS, where players take control of a tiny battery-powered robot called Chibi-Robo. The game has been around for 5 years and Ziplash is the 5th game in the series. The first Chibi-Robo game was somewhat well received by the public, but this 5th game? Not so much. Let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay. Chibi-Robo can whip enemies and zip to climb platforms with his power cord. This sounds like a cool idea. Think Robot Spider-Man. But unfortunately, the game only allows Chibi-Robo 2 angles when whipping, straight on and at a 45 degrees angle. This hinders movements as players will always find themselves stopping to try and get the right angle. The most infuriating thing about Ziplash is that the game forces players to pick their stages on a roulette wheel. This makes it very difficult to play the stages players need to advance, as they must play whatever stage the roulette wheels lands on before they can try again. Now let's talk about the story. The game starts off with Chibi-Robo floating in space cleaning a space station. His television friend showed him that Earth's resources has been stolen by mysterious disc-riding aliens. Chibi-Robo saw a few of these aliens heading towards Earth and off he goes to try and stop them. Solid and not too hard to follow. But who or what is Chibi-Robo? First-time players will have no clue as to who or what the centimeter robot is. The game basically tells you the story at the beginning, and the storyline never really progresses as much. Because of this, the long drawn-out stages feel boring without any short-term goals. The game is a complete failure at today's standards if it wasn't for some of its redeeming qualities. A cool but not necessarily useful quality is the game's subquests. They offer encyclopedic knowledge of real food products like Pez and Blow Pops. Another redeeming quality is that players aren't babysat on where they need to go. But the best redeeming quality is the game's environmental message. Recycle and save your resources. As Chibi-Robo goes on his adventures, he picks up trash and recycles them as energy for himself. Ziplash also has a good message when games these days are all about blood and gore. But it's the little things that brought Ziplash down, like the sluggish movements and the poor queue up for commands. For that, the 8-Bit gives this game a 6 out of 10.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. But a giant arena will do. Rocket League has revealed they will be adding a Back to the Future car pack for the popular game. That's right. In honor of October 21st, 2015, the day Marty McFly visits in Back to the Future Part 2, players will have a chance to purchase the time-traveling DeLorean for $2. The DeLorean will come with a signature trail of fire as you cruise the arena. Great, Scott? Indeed. Rocket League will also reward players with Halloween-themed items starting on October 18th. So be sure to hit the arena this Halloween season. Mass murderer Jason Voorhees is back and coming to a gaming console near you. That's right, indie developer Gun Media is attempting to recreate the thrills and chills of the Friday the 13th movie franchise in video game form. Currently on Kickstarter, the campaign has already raised over $300,000 in just one day, and it's expected to reach its goal of $700,000 well within its month-long time frame. The game will feature a sandbox-type playstyle which will allow 7 player-controlled campers to run and hide while Jason, the 8th player, tries to kill everyone in grindhouse fashion. The game is quickly drawing a lot of buzz, but does Jason truly have what it takes to make a classic 80s comeback? Tell us what you think in the comments below. We at the 8-Bit have noticed a climbing trend in games lately. From scaling walls in Assassin's Creed to ascending mountain faces in Uncharted, video game characters make climbing look as easy as a snap of the fingers. In order to test the legitimacy of these athletic feats, we decided to test our own climbing prowess. Let's take it to Alex in the field for this week's challenge segment.
In Uncharted, Nathan Drake is seen doing a lot of climbing. From buildings to sheer rock faces, it seems like there's no obstacle he can't overcome. However, he's not the only one with a knack for surviving. His companion Elena is also a very talented survivalist. We are here today at the Student Rec Center climbing wall to do what else but climb. With me to fill the role of Elena, I brought back last year's Field Talent host, Jane. And we're about to race to the top in this week's challenge segment, Vertically Challenged. You ready to do this, Jane?
I was born ready.
Let's do this.
Oh God. Don't hurt yourself.
I already have, too late.
I believe in you.
I don't. Oh, nope. Ow.
To no surprise, I came out on top. Get it? On top? Anyway, thanks for watching, and remember students, the SRC climbing wall stays open from noon to 9 p.m. every day. Let's take it back to Angela in the studio.
Dang it.
Thanks, Jane. I think I'll stick to the climbing in a video game world. Hey, speaking of video game mountaineering, Microsoft announced that the latest edition in the Tomb Raider series, Rise of the Tomb Raider, will feature at least 300 microtransactions. They announced the microtransactions will come in the form of expedition cards. These expedition cards will come in 2 varieties: foil, which have unlimited uses, and common, which can only be used once. These cards will be used as a sort of power-up with effects ranging from bullet resistance to the classic big head mode. While it may be tempting to bust open your piggy bank for these cards, remember, you will be able to earn in-game credits and purchase them that way as well. It seems that weary adventurers may finally see a light in their darkness. Darkest Dungeon, a gothic roguelike from indie developer Red Hook Studios, has finally been given a release date. Originally slated to release this October, the game is now set to release January 19th, 2016 for PC, PS4, and PS Vita. This game is humorously based on the stress that accompanies adventuring and has been gaining a following since its early access since its release in February of this year. To make amends for the delay, the developers also included they will be adding an interim patch to the game in November, containing new enemies, goodies, and a new playable character, the Abomination. You can buy and play the game in its early access form now on Steam. The Uncharted series captivated fans with its picturesque landscapes and exciting story. All 3 were re-released this month to form the Nathan Drake collection, boasting updated graphics and all the third-person adventure a gamer could ask for. Here's our review.
Back in 2007, Naughty Dog took a huge risk when they released the first Uncharted. Fresh from the success of Jak and Daxter, they bit the bullet with an unproven property. Early reactions had gamers coin the term Dude Raider. 8 years later, the Uncharted series is now one of the most celebrated franchises in PlayStation's catalog. Uncharted: The Nathan Drake Collection puts together the 3 main games in the trilogy, remastering them in 1080p. Players take control of thief and adventure seeker Nathan Drake. He and longtime companion Sully try their best at staying out of trouble while uncovering mysteries around the world. Although the characters start off a bit generic, they're fleshed out with each new entry, making you care about their well-being. The dialogue really stands out in this experience. The back and forth between the two is witty and organic.
Elena? Please. I snuffed any chance with her the second we ditched her on that dock.
All's fair in love and war, kid.
And what if you can't tell the difference?
Then, my friend, you are in big trouble.
The story of the collection benefits from a great supporting cast, but the real star of the show are the action set pieces. Throughout your journey, you'll be treated to several amazing set pieces, whether it be hopping between jeeps during an intense mountain chase or being sucked out of a falling airplane. These moments are presented in such a cinematic way, you feel like you're watching a summer blockbuster. Sound design is top-notch. From the opening theme song, you feel like you're on this amazing adventure. The music gets intense during suspenseful firefights, while ambient noise matches the mood and the atmosphere of each location you visit. Gameplay is king. Uncharted: The Nathan Drake Collection has a great variety of platforming, third-person shooting, and puzzle solving. If there's anything the collection suffers from, it's the lack of multiplayer. After completing each of the campaigns, there isn't much outside the main story. There are collectible artifacts hidden around each level, and the speedrun option for hardcore fans. Together, all 3 games clock at about 35 hours to complete. However, once completing them, there isn't much replay value. For many, the Nathan Drake Collection is an introduction to the Uncharted series. This is an excellent way to experience one of the greatest series of the past generation. With the 4th Uncharted right around the corner, this is a nice refresher to fans excited for the next entry. This is why the 8-bit gives Uncharted: The Nathan Drake Collection a 9 out of 10.
Super Meat Boy is a name most gamers have come to be very familiar with. Originally releasing on Xbox Arcade in October 2010, the game was an instant hit. Making its debut on the PS4 and Vita 5 years later, we decided the game deserved some special attention in this week's Indie Spotlight.
Super Meat Boy is an ultra-hard, masochistic platformer by Ed McMillan and Tommy Refness that was originally released in 2010. You play as Meat Boy, a fleshy dude that is in love with his girlfriend, Bandage Girl. The couple live happily until one day, the evil Dr. Fetus kidnaps Bandage Girl. In order to save his love, Meat Boy must race his way through perilous obstacles set by his nemesis. To navigate through the treacherous hurdles and reach Bandage Girl, players must precisely utilize Meat Boy's speed and wall jumping ability. You will die in Super Meat Boy. You will die over and over and over again, but that's what makes it so fun. Meat Boy is the kind of game that is so difficult that it makes you want to break your controller and throw away your console. But there's no better feeling than accurately guiding Meat Boy to his love. After you complete a level, all of your attempts are replayed, just to show you how many Meat Boys it took for you to finally beat it, which always provides tons of laughs. There are a total of 5 worlds in Super Meat Boy, with 2 bonus worlds after you beat the main campaign. Each world contains unique music, gameplay gimmicks, and collectible bandages that unlock playable characters from famous indie games. The game has a ton of replayability due to the harder Dark World counterparts to each level and the coveted A+ grades that are rewarded for fast level completion. Super Meat Boy's addictively frustrating gameplay is not for weak-willed gamers. But if you have the gumption to keep playing, there are few games as rewarding. Meat Boy is now available for PC, Mac, Xbox 360, PS3, and is currently free for PS Vita and PS4 owners with PlayStation Plus.
That's all the time we have for this week. Thank you so much for watching the 8-Bit. Come back next time for the latest gaming news, as well as our reviews of Yoshi's Woolly World and Dragon Quest Heroes. While you're waiting for the next episode, make sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. This is Angela Nguyen, saving progress.